God is a God who rewards. And the next element in the Resolute Leader model is that of creating a rewarding experience for people who are serving on your team. God is a God who rewards. I love the teaching of Jesus that said, even if you just give a cup of water to one of these little ones, it will not go without its reward. And so God looks at the details of our lives, and He's looking for opportunities to command and encourage and reward. And as a leader, reflecting the heart of God, we need to be people who learn how to create a culture where we're also encouraging and rewarding people who are serving on our team. Now, truth be told, the people who serve on our team are probably there because they really believe in the mission. They're really resolved with you about what's to be done and what God has. And so often the reward for them is very intrinsic. You don't have to give them a box of chocolates all the time or anything like that, because at heart level they want to be doing it and it feels rewarding to be on this mission with you. But at the same time, as an emerging leader, it's important that you begin to cultivate habits that will create a rewarding experience for those people that are serving alongside you, so that they really feel valued and appreciated in their role. In a recent survey of a church I've been leading, 99% of people said that they really felt rewarded and valued for the contribution that they made. And I was so encouraged by those statistics, because it shows that people are being valued. You want to create that culture in your leadership team. One of the ways that you can do that, I talk about this in this chapter of the book, is to really have a lot of encouraging words to say to people. I find it fascinating, and I list a whole bunch of examples in the book, of the way that the Apostle Paul, when he wrapped up some of his letters, really used words of commendation to just encourage people who'd served really faithfully, who'd done a great job. And so in these letters that got into the Bible, they finish with Paul saying, I just want to commend you for what you did. I just want to thank you, Phoebe, for the way that you carried yourself as a leader and all those sorts of things. And so in the chapter, I just encourage you to think deliberately about how can I be better at just rewarding people for a job well done. And I give you a whole lot of tips and things to look out for there when it comes to doing that. The other thing that I encourage you to think about is, how can we create moments of celebration where we reach a milestone, where something significant, one of our goals gets completed, and we just celebrate together the victory that God has won for us. When Moses crossed the Red Sea, on the other side there was this victory party that happened. There was dancing and tambourines and all sorts of things. Tambourines might not be your go, but the bottom line is that they celebrated the victory that God had won for them. And again, the book is very practical. I give you a whole lot of things to look out for so that you can create a culture where you actually party and celebrate those great things that God has done. Often in leadership, particularly if you're a forward-oriented person, and I'm that sort of person, you're just thinking about what's next, and what's next. Well, sometimes what people really appreciate is just taking a moment to celebrate what has been done and what has been achieved in the past, so that we can mark that moment before we charge ahead in the mission that God has for us. I believe this is a really important chapter, because building longevity in your team really has a lot to do with people feeling like this is a rewarding experience to be a part of this team. And so in this chapter, I begin by talking about how God rewards us, and He looks for every opportunity to reward us. And I encourage you to think about how you could reflect the heart of God and really create an environment in your team, a culture in your team, where people feel highly valued and rewarded for the contribution that they make. So I encourage you to check that out and to put into practice some of the tips that I suggest there.